right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And also peace and salutations to the elect tabernacle of David, all right, the household of faith that's being built up and raised up in these latter days. Okay, rooted and built up in the spirit, all right, to receive salvation and a promise of eternity, all right, in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and I'm the brother Amanya, all right, back at it once again, out here in the park, catching some fresh air, while at the same time, being in the spirit of the Lord, all right, having the spirit to get in a lesson today, all right, and today's lesson is going to be on the book of Zechariah, the 12th chapter, verses 1 to 8. All right, as well as touching on, all right, speaking on the topic of spiritual power. All right, so without further ado, all right, I want to jump right into it, and Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. All right, so this is the book of Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him." All right, verse 2. "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all people round about." Okay, so the Most High said he's going to make Jerusalem a cup of trembling, okay, unto all that are round about him. Because, here right now, in these latter days, as the tabernacle of David is being raised up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, through the preaching of the word, okay, this word is, causing, this world to tremble, okay, because the elect are literally speaking the end of this world into existence, okay, in the elect, through the preaching of the word, okay, their words have entered into the gates of the noble, okay, and these elites, they tremble day and night at, all the things that the men of the Lord are prophesying, okay, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone on down, okay, because, Salakia, let me get something to drink, and that's why, as of lately, a lot of brothers' videos and channels on YouTube have been, been taken down for various wicked reasons, mainly so-called medical misinformation, okay, as well as what Esau Edom deems as hate speech, because all we're really doing is preaching the truth, but to the devil, okay, the truth is hate speech, this devil hates the truth, that's why it says in I believe that's Amos the 5th chapter, they hated him that rebuketh in the gate. Because this devil hates to be rebuked, all right, and called out for his wickedness. And that's why he has to do everything that he can to stop and suppress the word. But this word, okay, isn't meant to be stopped. All right, the Lord's counsel is going to stand. All right, and everything that's prophesied in his book, okay, that's, the Most High declared the end from the beginning. Okay, everything that the Heavenly Father declared in his book, okay, is going to come to pass. And there's nothing that these devils can do to stop it. All right, so it says, Zechariah 12:2 again, "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about." Okay, yeah, because that's like this in the scriptures in Isaiah the 19th chapter. It tells you that the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. And spiritually we're in Egypt all over again. Okay, the city that is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. All right, where our Lord was crucified, and that's talking about here in America. Okay, spiritually, our words are a terror unto this modern day Egypt. Okay, but ultimately, through the elect receiving that spiritual power, okay, it's going to put even more fear throughout this country and this society. Okay, when society see the men of the Lord being manifested, all right, when all hell breaks loose throughout the society. All right, so verse 2 again, Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and Jerusalem. And right now, okay, when you look throughout the news, we're getting ready to come, to another siege again. All right, because when you go back 2,000 years ago, when the Roman military, all right, made war against our forefathers in the land of Israel in Jerusalem. Okay, what was one of the main strategies that the Romans did to make war against our forefathers? Okay, they sieged the land and they sieged Jerusalem. Okay, they mainly they cut off the food supply, and that's exactly what you see going on in the news right now. Okay, out in the west in the Pacific, you have all these shipping containers that's containing all types of food and merchandise being strategically held over there. Okay, because these elites wants to create a man-made famine. Okay, and man-made food shortages. All right, and ultimately the main people that are going to be hit by these famines and these food shortages are mainly our people. Hence why the scriptures tell you at the time of tribulation, the evil day, in Jeremiah the 30th chapter, is called the time of Jacob's trouble, because all of these things are meant, to bring judgment upon the nation, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, shall I say? Okay, because that's why the scriptures tell you in First Peter the 4th chapter, judgment shall begin at the house of the Most High, which is what the nation of Israel. Okay, so it said, when they shall be in the siege, both against Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 3, Zechariah 12:3. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All right, so the Most High is going to make the elect in the latter days, okay, a burdensome stone, or a burdensome stone for all people. Meaning what? A stone, okay, something that these people, especially these elites of Esau Edom, as well as the police and the martial law troops and whatnot. Okay, the Most High is going to make the elect are so powerful in these latter days that these Edomites are the military and the police and whatnot won't be able to handle us. And I say us, but Lord willing, I'm of that number. Okay, it's gonna make Jerusalem a he's gonna make Jerusalem a burdensome stone. Okay, all that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces. Okay, and spiritually, all the people that are outside of the elect of the nation of Israel are being cut in pieces spiritually through this word. Okay, because the elect are out in the highways and the byways week in and week out, making videos day in and day out. All right, cutting down, cutting up and casting down all of these false doctrines and false beliefs of the society. Okay, and it's becoming a burden, to all that come up against us and oppose us. Because they're trying to figure out ways to confound us. Trying to figure out ways to stop us from doing videos and stop us from going out on the highways and the byways and so on and so forth. But that the more they try to stop us, the more stronger we get. Okay, through the Spirit and in the Word. All right, and they're being cut in pieces by it. Okay, but also, all right, that cut in pieces. That's also going to happen also on the physical carnal level as well. When the elect receive that spiritual power. Okay, because you're going to have certain of the elect. Okay, the Most High is going to give them that power. To physically, in a time of Jacob's trouble, that is. Okay, the Most High is going to give certain of the elect the power to physically stand up and fight against any and all that try to rise themselves up against us, or on a carnal physical level. Because as the scripture says in Isaiah 59, he that departed from iniquity, maketh himself a prey. And when you read that scripture in the NLT, okay, where it says maketh himself a prey, in the NLT it says attack. So you're gonna literally have people, whether it be some of our friends in the world, past friends in the world, some of our family members, co-workers, certain individuals that came up to camp and got confounded by the word. Okay, some of those same individuals, some of those same individuals are going to be, physically coming after us, all right, when all hell breaks loose in a society, okay, and when that happens, okay, because you can't say it's not going to happen. So if and when that happens, all right, the Most High is going to give certain of us the spiritual power to actually withstand them and actually fight against them. All right. So verse 3 again, Zechariah 12:3. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. Verse 4. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness. Okay, in spirit, in today, who is the modern day the modern day rider? Okay, because first of all, like I mentioned earlier, okay, we're spiritually in Egypt all over again. So if we're in Egypt all over again, then that means that there's a Pharaoh that's ruling over this current spiritual Egypt. And who is the modern day Pharaoh that's ruling over this spiritual Egypt, America? Okay, that's Esau Edom. All right, he's the rider that's sitting up on his high horse. Because like the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes 10. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me get it. All right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, and verse 7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay, so this is Solomon, or King Solomon, who is the author of the book of Ecclesiastes. He said that he's seen servants upon horses. Okay, and who are the servants that's upon horses right now in this current society? Esau Edom, because Esau Edom, all right, going back to the book of Genesis, was mainly created to serve his brother Jacob. Okay, so these Edomites were originally created to be servants, to be our servants. All right, and that's exactly what they're going to do for a period of 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, they're going to serve hardcore slavery in the kingdom of heaven for 1,000 years until the day of extermination, prophesied in the book of Obadiah. So, right now these Edomites are the servants that these servants that are upon horses. Okay, the horses represent what? All right, power. Rulership. Okay, it says, going back to Zechariah 12:4, in that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and its rider with madness. And right now, these Edomites, okay, especially these elites, okay, are definitely been smitten with madness. Okay, they're as they're moving fast, moving with the warp speed, okay, to issue out their NWO agenda, okay, which is all starting with this this demic, this C-19 demic, all right, that we see taking place for the last couple of years, okay, and as well all these mandates to get everybody to take the jab, okay, threatening people's jobs and livelihoods if they don't take the jab, okay, and then ultimately causing all right, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to ultimately receive a mark or karagma to be stamped as slaves, okay, to their beast system or their NWO system, okay, but because like it says in the book of Psalms, the second chapter, why do the heathen rage, okay, and these Edomites as well as the rest of these heathen nations are definitely raging in these latter days, okay, as Bible prophecy is being fulfilled more and more, or speedily, day by day. Salakia. So because of prophecy jumping off the pages, okay, these heathens, especially the elites of these Edomites, or the elite banking families, are definitely going mad in these latter days. All right, and that's why they're getting ready to come down with that great wrath. All right, so verse 4 again, Zechariah 12:4. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, Salakia, and his rider with madness. And I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. So you see that? So the Most High said he's going to open his eyes upon the house of Judah. Okay, and not only Judah, but all the 12 tribes. The elect of all the 12 tribes, that is. The Most High said he's going to open his eyes, all right, onto us. Meaning what? That he, in these latter days, when the time of Jacob's trouble come, okay, he's going to keep a close watch over us. To watch over us, to make sure that we're protected. Okay, to make sure that we're being fed. Okay, because there's going to be a famine, all right, taking place throughout this country. During the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to make sure that we're kept fed. Okay, it's going to make sure that we're kept sheltered. Warm. Whatever it is that we're going to need to survive those times. The Most High said he's going to make sure to open his eyes over us, to keep a watch over us. And then also, not to mention, that word eyes, when you look it up, also goes into the mind. Okay, the mental faculties. Okay, so the Most High is going to open up his mind, all right, to his elect. Meaning what? He's going to open up miracles to him. Which part of those miracles are going to include spiritual power. All right. It says, and I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And that's for some brothers, when the Most High works those miracles for him, when his devil comes down with that great wrath. Okay, for some brothers, the Most High is gonna literally smite some of these police officers and martial law troops with actual blindness. Okay, when it comes to certain brothers. Okay, because there might be situations where these troops might bust into your house in the middle of the night, but the Most High might make you invisible. Because here it is, Esau Edom, through his pseudo science and technology on the left hand side. Okay, he has power, to make certain cloths and fabrics, okay, to make you invisible, when you put them over your body. Okay, so what makes you think that Yahweh Shemel Shai can also perform those certain miracles for his elect? Okay, through his right hand. All right. It says, verse 5, and the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, and the Lord of hosts their power. Okay? It says, all right, it says, verse 6, in that day will I make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf. Okay, so the Most High said he's going to make, or he's going to make the governors of Judah, all right, like a hearth of fire among wood, and like a torch, all right, in a sheaf. So so the Most High is gonna put the give his for well, first of all, it says the governors of Judah. Okay, and what does the governors of Judah ultimately mean? The 144,000, because the 144,000 under Yahushai are led by King David, are going to be the governing body, not only over the nation of Israel and the kingdom, okay, but also the governing body of the whole entire, all right, universe as a whole. All right, and it says it's going to make the governors, all right, of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch. Okay, so the Most High, all right, is going to literally give some of his elect, okay, spiritual fire, or to perform certain miracles in the form of fire. Whether it be shooting fire out of their hands, or shooting fire out of their eyes, or shooting fire out of their mouths. Okay, the Most High is literally gonna perform that type of power through his men. Okay, let's see. And as a matter of fact, let's read that 6th verse. And let's see. We go to the blue letter real quick. Verse 6. All right, this is also Zechariah 12:6 again. All right, in the all right, Zechariah 12:6 in the NIV, the New International Version. It says, "On that day I will make the clans of Judah like a fire pot in a wood pile, like a flaming torch among sheaves." Okay, so you see that? So the Most High said He's gonna make us. All right, and I say us, but Lord willing, I'm of that number. Okay, but He's gonna make certain of His elect in the latter days. All right, likened unto fire. Okay, and the people around about us likened unto wood. Okay, and spiritually, the Most High is already doing that through His Spirit. All right, right now, all right, through the elect preaching the word, because like the Most High told the prophet Jeremiah, okay, He will make the words of His mouth like fire, and the people around the bottom, which were mainly our people, likened unto wood. Okay, and that fire, all right, through the word would basically burn our people up in the spirit. Okay, but when the Most High gives his elect that spiritual power, okay, certain of the elect are physically going to be able to do that. All right, with their mouths. Okay, the Most High may give them power to physically shoot fire out of their mouth. Okay, and physically burn people up. Burn up their skin, their hair, their face, their nose, or eyes. Okay, because the Most High is far out with His power. Okay, His power is beyond imagination. It's beyond things that we can imagine. Okay, in this carnal, fleshly estate that we're in. It says, verse 6 again in the King James Version, Zechariah 12:6, "In that day will I make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf, and they shall devour all the people round about." Okay, they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left. So the Most High is going to give certain of His elect, the physical power to, basically, burn people up on their right hand as well as on their left hand. Okay, it's going to be like something out of a, superhero action movie. Because all of these superhero movies, these Marvel movies and DC movies and whatnot, Superman, Batman, the Hulk, Iron Man, all of that, all of those things are ultimately based on the elect. Okay, because the elect are going to be the true superheroes, all right, and immortals, okay, on the planet Earth, all right, in the latter days, going into the kingdom of heaven. All right, it says, "And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem." All right, verse 7, "The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah." Verse 8, "In that day," all right, "in that day shall the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem." Okay, so like it. In that day, the time of Jacob's trouble, the Most High is going to defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, which are the elect. Okay, because it's not talking about the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because the Most High is not going to defend our 2/3 of our people in that day. The Most High is going to use the time of Jacob's trouble to bring major judgment and major hell upon the 2/3 of our people. Okay, because they reject the word. They reject the truth. They reject the cross of Yahweh Shai. Okay, in his sacrifice. Okay, so the blood of Yahweh Shai's sacrifice is going to be upon their head. Okay, but it says, reading verse 8 again, "In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David." Okay, so he that is feeble amongst the elect in that day, in those times, are going to be as David. Because when you read throughout the scriptures about King David and all of his, great wars and great battles, okay, King David was a mighty man, or he was a mighty warrior. He was a warrior king, okay, who took down, great and mighty enemies, okay, that were, strong in power, but, strong carnally, okay, namely one such as Goliath, you know. And not to mention, how did King David, ultimately gain victory over his greatest, biggest, and baddest enemies? All right, through the name of the Lord. Okay, and through that name, that's how he was able to gain the victory over Goliath. All right, through the name of the Lord, as well as that rock. Okay, that rock that he had in the sling. And ultimately, us as the house of David. Okay, that rock for us, that's getting ready, that we're gonna use to take down the modern day Goliath, or which is Esau Edom, the modern day champion. Okay, that rock that we're gonna use to take down Esau Edom. Okay, is Yahweh Shai. All right, the rock of our salvation. All right, it says, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. So you see that? So the house of David, okay, are gonna be raised up like gods, okay, as the angel before the Lord. All right, when all hell breaks loose, and again, what does that goes into? Spiritual power. The Most High is gonna give certain of His elect, small portions of angelic power. Whether it be telekinesis, or the ability to shoot fire out of their hands, or out of their eyes, or out of their mouth. Okay, the ability to be able to run fast. Okay, and maybe even teleportation. Okay, the ability to be invisible. Okay, the ability to do all types of things. Whatever the Lord will, whatever is the Lord's will. Okay, for those of the elect that's gonna receive that spiritual power, or the Most High is gonna give it to him, and He's gonna give it to him in great perfection. All right, in great glory. All right. So yeah, it says, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord. Because the scriptures tell you in the book of Psalms that man was made a little lower than angels. And why is that? Because the angels are perfect according to the law. The angels don't sin. But here it is, man in the flesh, namely the Israelite man, are the sons of God. Okay, there's no way we can be perfect according to this flesh, because this flesh is subject unto corruption, is sin. And so that's what makes us, a little bit lower, than an angel. Okay, so all right, from there, let's go to the book of Judges. All right, the book of Judges, the 15th chapter. Okay, because in the scriptures, there's various scriptures and stories throughout the Bible are showing you that the Most High gave certain of our forefathers our spiritual power, in power that's beyond the typical physical power of the everyday man. Okay, and a good example is our forefather Samson. All right, this is the book of Judges, chapter 15, and I'll start from verse 9. All right, it says, then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah and spread themselves in Lehi. All right, verse 10. And the men of Judah said, why are ye come up against us? And they answered, to bind Samson are we come up, to do to him as he hath done to us. Verse 11. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam, and said to Samson, knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? Okay, what is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, as they did unto me, so have I done unto them. Verse 12. And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. 13. And they spake unto him, saying, no, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hand. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, and brought him up from the rock. All right, lock it. Let me get a sip. Oh yeah, so basically, so far, what we read in that chapter, All right, the Philistines came down upon the land of Israel. Okay, it's a pitched tent. Okay, because they basically had a bounty or set out for Samson. Okay, so you had, once certain men of certain men of Judah saw those Philistines pitching tent in the land. Okay, they basically, asked the Philistines, what's the deal? Why you over here? Why you setting up shop in our land? What happened? What did we do? And once the cause was broken down to him, okay, you had 3,000 men of Judah, went to look for Samson and bound him up to basically deliver him to the Philistines. Okay, to avoid the Philistines basically coming down upon the whole land and wiping out the inhabitants of that particular land. Okay, so verse 14, and when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted at him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. So you see that? So the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon Samson, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from his hands. So you see that? So those cords, okay, the cords that they bound Samson with, from his feet all the way up to his, upper body, his arms and things like that. Okay, they became as flax burnt with fire. All right, and his bands loose from off his hands. So basically, as Samson, came down, okay, and the Philistines started shouting at him, and making him angry and furious in the spirit, because of what they were saying at him. Okay, the Spirit of the Lord jumped on Samson and basically, made him snap out of those cords, like, you know, and bust, and free his hands up from those cords that they had his hands wrapped in. Okay, and it said, verse 15, and he found a new jawbone of an ass. Okay, a jawbone of a donkey, because that's what an ass is, a donkey. Verse 15, and he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. So you see that? So, with the jawbone of an ass, with the jawbone of a donkey, the Most High gave Samson the power, or through the Spirit, or to take out 1,000 men, 1,000 Philistines, with just the jawbone of a donkey. Now picture that. Try to imagine that with your carnal mind. Try to imagine you today, all right, taking a jawbone of a donkey and taking out 1,000 men. So like, taking out 1,000 men and these, wicked, decrepit, fleshly, GMO-filled bodies that we're in. You can't wrap your mind around that. But, that's the power that can be put on you, all right, through the Spirit of the Lord. Okay, and that's the type of strength that the Lord can strengthen his men with, all right, when the time of Jacob's trouble come. Okay, because soon these Philistines that we're reading of in this chapter, okay, are gonna be these martial law troops and these police officers and whatnot that's gonna come after us. Okay, for our testimony. All right, so the Most High is gonna give us likened unto the strength that He gave Samson here in this story that we're reading. Okay, verse 16. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps. With the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. So this is basically Samson, taunting them. Saying, hey, I basically murked all y'all asses with just the jawbone of an ass. Not with the sword, not with the shield, not with any high high ranking military weapons that were around, okay, during these particular days. Not with the bow and arrow, not with the spear, no, just with the jawbone of an ass. Okay, for those of us that are of the hopeful elect that's going to receive this power in this day, that's how we're going to feel as well. All right, when the Most High gives us that power to kick some of these devils' ass, as well as some of the rest of the people throughout the society. Okay, we're gonna kick their ass and then talk shit to them after that. All right, so from there, let's go to the book of Revelations. All right, the 11th chapter. All right, Revelations chapter 11, and I'll start from verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses. Okay, and who are the two witnesses that's spoken of in the chapter? Are the northern kingdom of Israel, are the started with the tribe of Ephraim, or led by the tribe of Ephraim. Okay, and then you have Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Naphtali, and the rest of the northern tribes. Okay, and as well you have the southern tribes led by the tribe of Judah. Okay, which the southern tribes composed of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, so those are the two witnesses of Yahweh Shema Shai, the northern kingdoms of Israel, led by the tribe of Ephraim, as well as the southern kingdom led by the tribe of Judah. Okay, because we're the witnesses are against all of these the wickedness that this devil Esau Edom has done throughout the planet Earth, and especially towards us. Okay, and as witnesses, if we're a witness of someone doing some type of iniquity or committing some type of crime, then therefore, that means we have a testimony. Okay, and because of our testimony, that's one of the reasons why this devil is going to come down with that great wrath upon us. All right. So Revelations 11 and 3, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Verse 4, these are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the Most High on the earth. All right, verse 5, and if any man hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. So you see that? So the Most High said, concerning his two witnesses, the prophets as well as the apostles, that if any man hurt them, fire is going to proceed out of their mouths. Okay, and that's going to physically happen. All right, here in these latter days, in the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, the Most High is going to give certain of his elect the ability, to shoot fire out of their mouths. Okay, physical carnal fire that's literally going to burn up our enemies. All right, when the Most High gives them that power. Okay, it says, verse 5 again, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. Verse 6, these have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. So you see that? So the Most High, okay, even in this time right now, all right, as the elect are prophesying, okay, before the famine of the word hits, okay, the Most High is giving certain of his men, okay, to shut up heaven, that it not rain. Okay, and he's giving the elect that power to literally speak those things into existence. And here it is, all right. Ironically, okay, out in the West Coast, all right, throughout this year, you've had droughts taking place throughout the West Coast. Okay, drying up all the water, drying up rivers and lakes and so on and so forth, and causing a shortage of shortage of water supply. Okay, and this is all being done. Okay, I'll read verse 6 again. Revelation 11 and 6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. Okay, so right now, while the elect are out prophesying, okay, the Most High has given them that power, or to shut up heaven, or to be able to stop the rain. Okay, in certain certain parts of the world at certain times, in certain times of the year. Okay, so basically the elect are nothing to be messed with, because the power of the elect, okay, is backed by the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, or who's omnipotent. all right, all powerful, okay, and almighty. It says, it, it says, and have power over waters to turn them to blood and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. You know, in these plagues, okay, the waters turning into blood and the earth being smitten with all types of plagues, you know, locusts, you know, natural disasters, volcanoes, you know, tornadoes, hurricanes, floodings in different parts of the world where it normally doesn't flood at. Okay, all of these things, the elect are literally speaking into existence here in the latter days. You know, so just that alone, you know, the words of the prophecies are by the servants of the Lord. You know, that in itself is a form of spiritual power. You know, because they're speaking all those things, all right, out of the words that's written in these scriptures. All right. So now let's go to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 40. All right, and normally when our brothers touch on the topic of spiritual power, all right, this is one of the main scriptures, that they go to, all right, because it's a very good precept. It's a precept that shows nothing else but the fact that the Lord is going to give certain of His men spiritual powers. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 40, and I'll start at verse 28. It says, "Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting power, the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainted not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding." Okay, 29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. Okay, so lock it for a second. All right, so I'm gonna read 29 again. Isaiah 40 and 29. It says, He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Okay, so the Most High has the power, to give a portion of His power, or the spiritual power, to the faint, meaning what? The weak. Okay, and to them that have no might, He increases strength. And of course, what does that goes into? Spiritual power. The power to have the abilities to do things that you normally wouldn't think that you'll be able to do, or in this flesh. Okay, the power to well, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just continue reading because it's gonna go into it. All right, verse 30. Even the youths shall faint and be worried and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Yeah, because here it is, in this flesh right now in these latter days. Okay, under this the wicked rulership of this devil Esau Edom, polluting the air that we breathe with these chemtrails, polluting the foods that we eat with these GMOs and Monsantos, polluting the waters, putting lead into the water. Okay, even the young men of our nation in these days, okay, men that are in their prime, all right, in their teens and 20s and so on, even they faint and be worried, okay, and fall tired, weary and weak, because we're under this wicked rulership, which ultimately goes, back to the curses. Okay, but it says 31, verse 31, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Okay, those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. And who are the main ones, okay, in these days that's waiting upon Yahweh Shema Shai? The elect of the nation of Israel. The elect are the ones that the Most High is going to, give the power to renew their strength. Okay, it says they shall mount up with wings as eagles. Okay, they shall mount up with wings as eagles. So, some brothers are, believe it or not, the Most High is going to literally give them, Slakia, the Most High is literally going to give them the power to, elevate and fly. and do particular things, do miraculous things that are beyond what Esau Edom's science can explain, pseudoscience. Okay, it says, they shall run and not be weary, they shall walk and not faint. Okay, so you see that? So the Most High is gonna give certain of the elect the ability to run, okay, and run fast. Nonetheless, run as fast as they can, okay, and not have to worry about getting tired. Because when these martial law troops come down, okay, there's gonna be times where, okay, the only way to be able to flee them and escape them is that we're gonna physically have to physically run away from them, physically dart and dash away from them. Okay, but when that happens, certain of us that are gonna be given the escape, to run away from them, the Most High is gonna give us the ability to run from them and not be weary, okay, not be tired, not have to worry about stopping, and getting a water break, okay, or being out of breath, all right, and whatnot. Okay, it says, and they shall walk and not faint. Yep. So the elect are gonna be able to do, miraculous things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shad, all right, when that times come. Okay, because just as Esau Edom, all right, as he's rolling out his NWO agenda, and causing any and all that won't bow down to a system, okay, to be destroyed through his left hand miracles. Well, wait till Yahweh Shimon Shai gets to performing his miracles through his right hand. Because the right hand, for the most part, is more powerful. The right hand is more powerful than the left hand. Hence why the majority of people on the planet Earth are right-handed. Okay, and the right hand symbolizes the dominant hand. Okay, so whatever power that Esau Edom is gonna come with towards the nation of Israel, especially the elect, through his left hand power. Okay, you best believe the power of the right hand. Okay, the power of the right hand. All right, it's going to be executed. It's going to be it's going to hit harder than the power of the left hand. Okay, for lack of better terms, better terms. All right. All right. So from here. So from here, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, the book of Wisdom of Solomon. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 1. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. All right, so the souls of the righteous, okay, and who are the righteous? The elect of the nation of Israel. All right, the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, and of course, as I always bring out, when you go into that word hand in the Hebrew, it represents what? All right, Yod, which means power or strength. Okay, so the souls of the righteous, the elect, are in the hand or the Yod or the power or the strength of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and the Most High is not going to allow his elect to see any torment. Now, of course, we understand also in the scriptures that they're going to be certain of the elect that's going to be martyrs and be beheaded, or for the witness and the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, that's going to refuse to bow down to the image of this beast system. Okay, that's going to refuse to take the mark or the charagma of this beast system. Refuse to take the jab. Okay, and so on and so forth. All right, but for the most part, the Most High is not going to allow this devil to get the majority of us, and especially damn sure not all of us. Okay, the souls of the righteous, the Most High is not going to allow them to any torment to touch them. All right, so now let's jump down to verse 4. Well, all right, Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 4. It says, For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Yep, and for the majority of the elect, their immortality is, has already started right now in this current life. Because as Yahushua said to the disciples, some of them shall not taste death. Okay, and and not only does that apply to the disciples 2,000 years ago, but that also applies to the rest of the men of the Lord here in these latter days. Because we come in the same stead as the disciples. Because as the disciples literally followed Yahushua, all right, when he was physically walking the earth 2,000 years ago. Okay, the elect in these days, okay, follow Yahushua, follow the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth, according to Revelation, the 14th chapter. Okay, so we follow Yahushua in the spirit. Okay, that's why Yahushua said in the book of John, my sheep hear my voice. Yahushua is a shepherd, and we're his sheep. Okay, Salakia. All right, so verse 5, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 5. 51 minutes. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. Okay, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. Okay, so through this this little chastisement that we're gonna go through the time of Jacob's trouble, because when you read in I believe that's 2 Timothy the 4th chapter. Okay, it talks about how the things that we go through in this life is a light affliction. Okay, so literally, okay, in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shad, all the things that we're gonna go through, to receive that crown of life, all right, and endure until the end. The Most High sees that as a light chastisement, a light affliction, because the things that we go through right now in this current life, all the hardships, all the groanings that we go through in this flesh, okay, all the things that we're gonna have to go through during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, none of those things are gonna, compare to all of the blessings that we're gonna receive in the kingdom of heaven. By having the new and improved incorruptible bodies, or the immortal bodies, with the law, statutes, and commandments written in our inward parts, for us to not commit sin again. Okay, none of the things that we go through in this life are gonna be nothing compared to, all of the blessings and the rewards that we're gonna receive in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, it says, verse 6, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering, and at the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Okay, so you see that? So it says the elect, all right, in the day of their visitation, in the day where the Most High begins to visit the earth, okay, with those plagues, and as well, the days leading up to when our big brother Yahushua and the angels come back to deliver the elect. Okay, it says the elect are going to shine. Okay, and how are they going to shine? Part of that is through certain of the elect receiving that spiritual power. Okay, and the scriptures also tell you in the book of Ecclesiastes, in a regular King James Bible, it says how does it go? The wisdom of a man maketh his face to shine. Okay, because in the latter days, when the time of Jacob's trouble come, that's the main thing. All right, that's one of the main things that's gonna get the elect, all right, through those times, and be able to allow us to survive those times through the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shad. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay, and the fear of the Lord shall be our treasure. Okay, so wisdom, all right, the wisdom of these scriptures is gonna make certain of the elect to shine. Okay, when they receive those spiritual powers. Okay, and they and they're gonna be able to run to and fro like the sparks among the stubble. Because when you look at sparks, like when you light a fire or set something on fire, and you look at some of the sparks that fly off of the fire, okay, they move lightly. They move lightly and easily and swiftly. Okay, and this links up back with what we just read in Isaiah 40 and 31. Okay, well, it basically goes into how they shall run and not be worried. Certain of the elect are literally going to be able to run to and fro like sparks. Okay, be able to move swiftly and easily. Okay, like the sparks of a fire. And how is that going to be done? Through spiritual power. It says, yeah. So that was it on that. All right. So let me go ahead and get a few more precepts. All right. Then after that, I'm gonna end this lesson off. All right. Let's go to the book of John. Let's go to the book of John. It's a lot here. Let me get a sip. Voice is kind of getting a little bit dry. All right, so this is the book of John, chapter 5, verse 21. All right, John 5 and 21. For as the Father raiseth up the dead and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. Okay, so and this is Yahushua speaking right here because it's written in red. He says at the latter end of that verse, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. Now, when you go into this word quickeneth, all right, in this scripture, which I'm about to do right now, all right, give me a second. All right, so this is the word quickeneth in John 5 and 21. All right, and I hope y'all can hear this.
Strong's G 2227. Zoa poieo. Zoa poieo.
All right, and when you in the biblical outline usage says to produce alive, beget, or bear living young, to cause to live, make alive, give life. And then it says on definition A, by spiritual power to arouse and invigorate. All right, by spiritual power to arouse and invigorate. Okay, so that word quickeneth, where it says, all right, where Yahushua says, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. Okay, that's literally talking about spiritual power. So in the latter days when Jacob's trouble hit, the Most High is going to give Yahushua the green light to literally give certain of the elect spiritual power, spiritual power to arise and invigorate. Okay, and as a matter of fact, let me look up this word invigorate. Okay, so this is the definition of the word invigorate, and this is from Oxford Dictionary of English. It says, give strength or energy to. So you see that? So the Most High is gonna give Yahushua the green light to literally quickeneth, or to give the spiritual power to give strength or the energy to, certain of his elect. Okay, and Yahushua is gonna give that power to whomever he will. Okay, whoever has favor in his sight. Okay, so here it is. This another good precept, another banger, as a brother say, showing you that the elect are gonna receive spiritual power before this this thing is all said and done, before this place is destroyed. You know, and it's all gonna come through the spirit of the Most High Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai. All right. So you get one more scripture, because even Yahweh Shai said that in a lot of days, you know, that the elect would do greater works than Him. Okay, and I'm about to read that right now. All right, this is the book of John. All right, still in the book of John. All right, the book of John, chapter 14. All right, this is the book of John, chapter 14. Uh, all right, John chapter 14, and I'll start at verse 11. It says, and this Yahushua speaking again. All right, John 14 and 11. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me, or else believe me for the very works' sakes. Okay, verse 12. Verily, verily. Okay, and verily, verily means what? Truly, truly. So Yahweh Shai is getting ready to speak the truth. Okay, verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, okay, he that believeth on me, and belief starts with faith. Okay, here's why the house of David is another title for the house of David in the scriptures is also known as the house of faith. Okay, it's Yahushua said, "He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also." So you see that. So those of the elect of the household of faith of the household of David, okay, that believe on Yahushua, Yahushua is going to give them the power to do some of the same works that he did, which was what what are some of the works that Yahushua did when he walked the earth 2,000 years ago? Okay, the ability to heal the sick. Okay, heal the sick. Raise up the dead. Or turn water into wine. Walk on water. Or rebuke the seas and the waves. Okay, well you're gonna have certain of the elect. Hey, believe it or not, Yahushua is gonna give certain of the elect that self same power. Okay, but it all starts with believing on Him and believing that Yahweh Shema Shai can, all right, and will perform that power. That's why it tells you in Hebrews 11 and 7. Okay, it is impossible to please. It is impossible to please the Most High without faith, and that he that comes to the Most High must believe that He is. Okay, must believe that He is. So it all starts with faith. In order to receive that spiritual power, okay, it all starts with faith. Believing that Yahweh Shema Shai has the ability, to perform that power. Okay, regardless of whatever Esau Edom pseudoscience says about it. Okay, it says verse 12 again, John 14 and 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So you see that. So Yahweh even said that certain of the elect are going to do greater works than what he did 2,000 years ago. So try to wrap your mind around that. Just try to imagine in your head the type of spiritual power that the elect are going to receive. Okay, before all of this is said and done. And by reading scriptures like that, you can see why the scripture says in Isaiah 4:1, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Because these women, okay, when they're gonna see the elect or receive that type of power or sent from on high, okay, they're literally gonna be flocking, to the elect, flocking to them like birds. Okay, and so let me get another sip. Because that's the thing, with the nature of women. Women respect power. And they're gonna lean on to, whatever man that they see has the power. Because they elect. through the knowledge and wisdom, as well as the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, are going to be seen as the real true high value men when that time come. Okay, because the main thing that's going to make us valuable in that day is not our carnal physical riches, not how much money we have, not how much gold or silver we stocked up, okay, not how much we've invested in Bitcoin. No, the real true riches, all right, the real true riches that's going to sustain us in that day, that's going to make us high value men. Okay, it's the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shad. Okay, and that's what's going to make us the real true high value men. Okay, and through that wisdom as well as faith, okay, that's what's going to gain certain of us, all right, that spiritual power, or the quickening power that's going to be given to us by Yahweh Shai when that time comes. All right. So let's see. Yeah, because that all goes back, to the meaning of the name of our nation. Israel, Yasha Allah. Okay, Yah, or He, Shar, Prince, and then Allah, power. Okay, because we're literally, we're the princes of the power. We're the sons of God. Okay, and it's commanded to us throughout the scriptures, and especially in these days, to really and truly believe on that power. To believe that the Most High, that He is. Okay, because that's the very essence of His name. He is Yahweh. Yah, He, Hawa is, or is to be, or exists. So we have to, believe, truly believe, that the Most High has the ability to work those types of miracles through us in this lower state. Okay. So yeah, man. So I hope this lesson was edifying as well as a faith booster. Okay, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Rule Well, and peace and salutations to the elect, Tabernacle of David, the household of faith. All right, here in these latter days. Okay, and with that, I say Shalom. Until next time, Shalom, Lord willing.